Okay. All right. So here we go. Take two. Haven't really done a whole lot of this filming yet. Anyway, okay. So we'll just start from the beginning. Hello. My name is CJ Quintana. Full name is Hubert Henry Chico Jr. Quintana III. And, well, I guess you could add Vitus in there since I've been confirmed. But, I kind of wrote out a little script. So we're going to go off of that. So I have some pretty big ideas. I have some pretty big plans. Today I will begin the journey of the rest of my life, basically. Today I will embark on heading out by myself to kind of develop my brain, and this channel will be kind of a video diary that goes about recording just different milestones and steps as I continue on going through it. So a little bit about me. I plan to go down in history as one of the best thinkers this world has ever known. Born in Greeley, Colorado, May 17, 2004. My family moved around a decent amount until I was about 4 or 5. Then we settled down in a little town called Farmington in New Mexico. I've always had big dreams and plans. Ever since I was little, I've always felt that I've thought differently or just kind of saw things in a different light than other people. I always thought it just seemed kind of condescending or just like looking down on people to kind of talk that way. Just be like, oh, I think differently than you, or I kind of just, I'm different. Like, I don't really feel that I'm the same as everyone else. But this room that I'm sitting in right now is actually the first time, my second room in this house. It's the first time I've changed rooms. My original room was down the hall, and I was there, I think we moved here in second grade, and so then till right now, so about 9 years I was in that room, and only 3 months ago is when I felt that I needed a change. This room has some great windows, like that's kind of what the big thing was, but also you got double doors, you got it's just a nice room. I like this room. But anyway, I enjoy indulging myself in activities that allow for kind of just higher thought, different thinking. Art, playing music with trombone. I play trombone in a lot of mainly all the low brass instruments. So like I've played bass trombone, I've played euphonium, I've played regular trombone, trigger trombone, marching baritone, just all along the lines of those types of instruments. But I also like playing with Rubik's Cubes, reading, meditation, yoga, or anything that's kind of like some hippy-jippy nonsense, or anything like that. But I also enjoy physical competition and sports activities. I've played almost every sport available to me ever since I was little. Never really, I mean, I like a lot of different sports. I really like cross country. I really like wrestling. All other sports, they were fun. They could have had their good seasons or parts where I enjoyed them, but I switched so often, like just almost a different sport every season, that I never really developed a true, like, this is my sport that I play or whatever. But marching band is absolutely a sport. If you don't think marching band's a sport, you need to get out of town. Okay, so I'd like to use this channel as a public video diary displaying my progress through the New Mexico Military Institute, the Air Force Academy, Space Force, and then the world. Regardless of how it sounds, in this timeline, I'd like to hit some pretty big landmarks, such as having a meeting with Elon Musk, being the youngest guest on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, talking to Jeff Bezos, and sitting down and having a talk with the president. It's not really needs to be this president. It could be the next president. It just needs to be a large personal icon sense that will kind of just allow me to get my ideas out there more so. The goal being the development of time travel. Now, the development of time travel, when I said time travel in my last recording, I record on a little GoPro, and so GoPros have voice commands, and I said time travel, and so it goes, oh, we're gonna switch to time warp mode, so that's why this one's the second one. But anyway, when I say time travel, I'm not necessarily talking about I'm going to get up, click a button, go back and talk with my grandpa when he was 11. Like that's not kind of what I'm getting at. More so when I talk about time travel, I'm almost wanting to change our perception of time and just kind of like give us some technology and abilities that will slow it down to kind of allow us to have more time, in a sense, like just experience time slower. So that's my definition of time travel. Multiple dimensional visualization, I think, is going to be the key to cross-universal travel. Just getting really, really far when you start getting up into universal just sizes and sheer just things like that. I think if we start developing virtual reality systems that will allow us to visualize what higher dimensions are like, we can kind of sort of map that out into what our actual universe and the cosmos are like, and then we can start seeing some overlap of higher dimensions. And I think that's where our key is going to be moving forward with the exploration of the universe, is seeing the interactions of higher dimensions with ours. So several programs developed around expanding our interpretation of the cosmos is kind of what I'm shooting for. A lot of ideas that bounce around my head have to deal with Neuralink, which is a company by Elon Musk. If you haven't watched it, I'd seriously recommend looking it up. It's very interesting. Neuralink. And then there's this one episode of Black Mirror for all my Netflix fans out there, where it's called Playtest, that's the episode, and basically he has a little computer hooked up and implanted in his brainstem, and it makes him play this video game, but the twist, so spoiler alert, the twist ending at the end of the episode is that this video game that he was playing in his mind for 11, 12 hours, it made it seem, and then he dies at the end. They zoom back out to the test facility that he was in, and that 12-hour experience was actually only in 0.3 seconds. And so when I talk about just slowing down our perception of time, that's kind of what I'm meaning as far as like an example goes. There's this book back here that I wanted to quote. Let's see if it's still around. Yeah. So as Robert Schumann, Schummann, once said, only true genius can recognize other genius. Now, while that sounds big brain and like I'm trying to toot my own horn, as I'm sure all of this does, it really, it hits home for me because I've been, over the past couple months, in preparing to go on by myself for the New Mexico Military Institute. I've really, really been diving headfirst into geniuses of the past. Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein, Alan Watts is a great philosophy guy if you're interested in philosophy and Hinduism and Buddhism and all that type of stuff. Jim Carrey is actually really, really good as far as like self-evaluation, and he's had a new enlightenment sort of play in his life. But so I'll wrap this one up. Just say, promise, I don't have a big head about myself, as you will come to see. I'm a fairly humble individual for the most part. But thanks for coming along, and enjoy the ride. This is just the beginning, and we got a lot of places to go.